If you are taking a word Pauline means its degree always more than 3 in terms of mathematics. What are the factors that affects this acid strength? First thing is bond strength, second one is polarity or electronegativity. See the relationship between pH plus pOH is equal to 14. They will ask this derivation for the Hello everyone, I am Venu Prasad, Department of Chemistry, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Today I am going to do the equilibrium session 3. Okay, now let us study today dissociation constant or ionization constant of our weak bases, relationship between K and Kb, and pH and pOH of the solution, pK and pKb of the solution, ionization constant for weak electrolytes, a hydrolysis of salt, solubility equilibrium of sparingly soluble salt, and expression for solubility product and ionic product of water. Okay, now let us study the first concept, dissociation constant or ionization constant for weak bases. In last session I have done dissociation constant of weak acids. Today I am going to do weak bases. Okay, now let us study here. Now let us take one electrolytes as well as some two bases let us take. Okay, first thing, consider a weak base. Weak base is BOH. BOH, it ionizes. Always bases we have said, so it ionizes partially. It ionizes partially in water. It ionizes partially in a water to form B plus and OH minus. Okay, now applying the law of mass action. From law of mass action we know that K is equal to concentration of products. First we have to take products divided by reactants. Okay, here which is the product? Products is this one. So concentration of products divided by concentration of reactants. In next step let us take K into H2O. I will take H2O on the left hand side. K into H2O is equal to B plus OH minus divided by BOH. Okay, here concentration of water is always 1. So I have taken only Kb. Kb is equal to concentration of B plus ion and OH minus ion divided by concentration of BOH. Okay, next thing is dissociation constant or ionization constant definition. Let us study. It is defined as ratio of molar concentration of dissociated ions to the molar concentration of undissociated base. Why we have taken like that? Because Kb is equal to dissociated ions divided by undissociated ions, they have said, correct, right? Undissociated ion. Here undissociated ion, this is dissociated ions. Okay, it is the product of molar concentration. We have taken molar concentration of dissociated ions to the molar concentration of undissociated base. Here undissociated base. Okay, it shows that larger the Kb value, then stronger the base. Smaller the value of Kb, weaker the base. Smaller the value of Kb, weaker the base. So that Kb values of P and Q are always 1.8 and 1.85 we have said, okay, respectively. So that which has got more Kb value? Here Q is stronger than P and P is weak. Here Q is strong and P is weak. Dissociation constant, you see here dissociation constant of Q is 1.85 into 10 raised to minus 5 and for P is 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 5. Only difference is 0.5 difference they have taken. So always Q will be strong and P will be weak. Okay. Next thing is write the relationship between Ka and Kb they will ask. It's a very much important question. So just we have to write that much here only. Ka into Kb. Ka into Kb is equal to Kw. And it will be always equal to 10 raised to minus 14 at 298 Kelvin. Okay. Next thing is polybasic acids. What do you mean by polybasic acids and polyacidic bases? Here always poly, if you are taking a word poly, means its degree always more than 3 in terms of mathematics. But in terms of chemistry, if you are saying polybasic acids, means just we have to think that there are more than 3 acids. Poly means there are more than 3 acids we have to say. Okay. Here polybasic acids are acids which can donate more than 1 H plus ion. If they can donate more than 1 H plus ion, then they are considered as polybasic acids. Okay. Next thing is polyacidic bases. Polyacidic bases means these are the bases which can donate more than 1 OH minus ion, which can donate more than 1 OH minus ion. Okay. Next thing is in polybasic acids. Now let us take one polybasic acids. They have got dissociation constant Ka1, Ka2 and Ka3. Now let us take like that. Okay. And their first ionization constant, second ionization constant and third ionization constant respectively. These are the ionization constant Ka1, Ka2 and Ka3. Okay. But Ka1 is greater than Ka2, greater than Ka3. Why? Because ionization constant of first one is more than second one, next one is third one. Okay. So first one's ionization constant will be more. After that it decreases. Why? Because more difficult to remove the proton. More difficult to remove a proton from a negative ion due to electrostatic force of attraction. We know that in ionization energy. What do you mean by ionization energy? It's the amount of energy released when electron is added to neutral gaseous atom. So when ionization energy will be more? Only when as size of atom decreases. As size of atom decreases, ionization energy will be more, because as size of atom decreases, it will be nearer to the nucleus. We cannot remove the electron very easily. So as size of atom decreases, ionization energy will be more. Okay. As size of atom increases, ionization energy will be less, because it will be far from the nucleus. It will be far from the nucleus. Okay. Here H2A is a stronger than HA ion. Why? Because and it is a stronger than A, they have said. Okay. Next thing is factors affecting the acid strength. What are the factors that affects this acid strength? First thing is bond strength. Second one is polarity or electronegativity. What can we say that for the bond strength? Bond strength means as size of element increases, down the group, strength decreases. So acidic strength also increases. Here you see hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide and hydrogen iodide. Which has got more electronegativity? Here as size of element increases, bond strength decreases, because as size of atom increases, here reactivity also increases, because it will be far from the nucleus. We can react with any other elements. So as size of element increases, reactivity also increases. Okay. Next thing is electronegativity. If we are coming for the concept of electronegativity, as electronegativity increases in the same row, polarity of the substance also increases. Just electronegativity increases in the same row when polarity also increases. When electronegativity increases, polarity also increases. So therefore acidic strength increases and electronegativity also increases. Here methane is less than ammonia and water and hydrogen fluoride. So fluoride has got more electronegativity when compared to all the elements in the. Consider the following. Okay. In your exams, they will ask these examples. Arrange these elements according to electronegativity or increasing electronegativity. Okay. Next thing is pH and pOH of the solution. What do you mean by pH? pH means we should know that whether this solution is acidic or not. So they have derived the concept called pH. If your solution is having pH less than 7, then it is considered as it is acidic. If the solution has got pH more than 7, then it is considered as basic. But if the solution correctly having a pH 7, then it is considered as neutral. Okay, so pH of the solution. What do you mean by pH of the solution? Means if you are taking the solution today, we should know that that solution is acidic or not. So if the solution having pH less than 7, then we have to think that it is acidic. But if the solution's pH is more than 7, then it is considered as basic. But if the solution's pH is correctly 7, then it is considered as neutral. Okay, so now let us consider the definition. Okay, it is the negative logarithm to the base 10 of the molar concentration of H plus ion. pH means always we should think that it is acidic. So we have to consider H plus ion. H plus ion we have to consider. We should not say OH minus ion for the pH. If you are saying OH means, then it is considered as it is bases. Okay, if you are finding the pH means, we have to say that it is a negative logarithm of the bases of to base 10, and it is a molar concentration of H plus ion in a solution. So we have to write like this. It is a negative logarithm of molar concentration of H plus ion. Okay, to reduce to neglect minus, we have taken 1 by H plus ion, concentration of H plus ion. This one we have to take. Okay, next thing is pH scale. Generally pH scale will be in the range of 0 to 14. If you get a pH 0 to 7, then it is considered as acidic, but 7 to 14, then it is considered as basic. Okay, next, pH of blood is always 7.35, so it is slightly basic. We can see that blood, if you keep it in an open environment, human blood, if you keep it in an open environment, what will happen? It becomes like jelly after 10 to 15 minutes. So it is always basic, and its color changes. First it will be pure red, after that it will be changed into maroon color, it will be changed when it is converted into like jelly form. So it is reactivity is very high in nature. Okay, next thing is pOH of the solution. What do you mean by pOH of the solution? It is a negative logarithm. It is a negative logarithm to the base 10 of molar concentration of hydroxyl ion. Molar concentration of hydroxyl ion. So pOH is equal to minus log 10 OH minus concentration of OH minus ion. Okay, so at 298 Kelvin, what we can say that pH plus pOH is equal to 14. pH plus pOH will be equal to always 14 at 298 Kelvin. Okay, so for which one we have to say that for the neutral compounds or neutral solution, always pH and pOH will be always equal to 7 for neutral compounds. Okay, but for the other compounds, pH plus pOH will be always equal to 14. Okay, now let us see the relationship between pH plus pOH is equal to 14. They will ask this derivation for the around 2 to 3 marks in your exam. Okay, we have to derive this and we have to prove that pH plus pOH will be equal to 14. Okay, now let us take the relation H plus ion and concentration of OH minus ion will be equal to 10 to the power of minus 14. Now let us take like that. Okay, next what we have to do, we have to take log on both the sides. If you are taking log on both the sides, what we will get? Concentration of H plus ion and OH minus ion is equal to minus log to the 10 to the power of minus 14. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to take same here minus log of H plus ion and OH minus ion we have taken common, but we have to split it now. For we have to apply log for both H plus and OH minus. What will happen? Minus log of H plus ion plus minus log of OH minus ion is equal to minus, it will be here only, but 10 to the power of minus 14. From the mathematics, one formula is there, right? Log x to the power of n, that will be equal to n log x. This one formula is there. So on that basis, I have taken log x to the power of n. Here log x means 10 to the power of n means minus 14. So if you get like that, you should get n log x we have to get, right? So n means here minus 14 log 10. Okay, so I have got minus log, here only minus it is there, and minus 14 I have taken into log 10 I have taken. Okay, then what we have to do? 14 into log 10 we have to take. 14 into log 10 we will get. Minus into minus will be plus. Okay, here 14 into log 10 we have taken. Okay, next log 10 h plus OH minus is equal to 14 log 10. So 14 into log 10 is always 1. So we will get 14. Okay. Then here we have to take pH of H plus ion, and here POH. So we have to take plus. pH plus POH will be always equal to 14. Okay. This is the relationship we have to take. We have to prove. Okay. Next thing, pKa of the solution. What do you mean by pKa of the solution? Just we have to think that it is a negative logarithm to the base 10 of ionization constant of weak acids. So pKa is equal to minus log 10 Ka. We have to take like that. Okay, so larger the Ka value, smaller the value of pKa. Larger the Ka value, smaller the value of Ka. Because why we have to do like that? Just if you have got larger value, then we have to take it in the terms of log, right? When we are substituting for the log, what will happen? Value decreases. So they have said larger the Ka value, smaller the pKa value. Then stronger is the acid. And vice versa. If the lesser the value of K, what will happen? Larger the pKa value. Next thing is pKb of the solution. What do you mean by pKb of the solution? It is the negative logarithm to the base 10 of ionization constant of weak acid. So pKb is equal to minus log 10 Kb. So larger the Kb value, smaller the pKb. Correct, right? Because we will get a value of K as around 15 to 20, let us take. If we substitute for log, what will happen? Value decreases. Okay. Then stronger the base, and it is a vice versa. Okay. See there, pKb value of P and Q is 2.8 and 6.2. Which is strong here? P is strong. Correct, right? Because pKb value of P is 2.8 and Q is 6.2. Okay, this is the relationship we have to know. Always Kb value is high means always then pKb value will be very less, because we are substituting the value of Kb for log. We have to take the value in terms of log. Okay. Next thing is, show that they have here also pKb and pKa is equal to 14. They have asked the relation. Okay. We know that at 298 Kelvin, Ka into Kb is equal to Kw. Okay. Then we have to take a logarithm for this compound on both the sides. So log Ka into log Kb is equal to log K. Okay. That will be equal to 10 to the power of minus 14 I have taken. Okay. Next, what you have to do? We know that just we have to take a log common. What will get answer? Log into Ka plus Kb will get. Ka plus Kb will get is equal to minus 14 log 10 I will get. Minus 14 log 10. Log 10's value we know that it will be equal to 1. So 14 into 1 is always 1. So we got the relation pKa plus pKb is equal to 14 or pKw. Okay. Next thing is ionization constant for weak electrolytes. What do you mean by ionization constant? First of all, before saying a ionization constant, we should know that what do you mean by ionization energy? What do you mean by ion first? Ion means if you remove one electron from the element. What will happen? It will be lost one electron, right? So it will convert into, atom is converted into ionic form. Okay, so it will be Na plus or Ne plus. For example, sodium's atomic number is 11. Sodium's atomic number is 11. So if you have, you should write electronic configuration like this: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Correct, right? So now let us remove one electron from the sodium. What will happen? It will be converted into ionic form, that is known as cation, because it has lost one electron. But how you will remove the one electron from the sodium? By taking some amount of energy, that is known as ionization energy. So what do you mean by ionization energy? It's the amount of energy required to remove an electron from outermost shell of a neutral gaseous atom. Why we have saying gaseous atom? Because we cannot remove an electron when the atom is in the solid state. We have to convert it into the gaseous state, then we have to remove an electron, not in a solid state. Okay, so now let us study the ionization constant for weak electrolytes. Okay, so weak electrolyte, now let us consider one weak electrolyte, that is Ba. It ionizes partially, and it forms B plus and A minus. Okay, so let C be the, let's see mole per dm cube be the initial concentration of Ba, and alpha be the degree of dissociation, out of C moles, C alpha be the dissociate, it will dissociate. When it dissociates, it will give C moles of B plus ion, and C alpha be the moles of A minus ion. Okay, therefore remaining concentration of Ba at equilibrium is C minus C alpha. Okay, because let C be the concentration of one compound, okay, that is Ba, and alpha be the degree of dissociation. Now let us take alpha be the degree of dissociation. Next, out of C moles, C alpha gets dissociated, that is due to C. Okay, then moles of B, that is C moles of B plus, and C alpha also A minus, C alpha moles of A minus. Okay, therefore remaining concentration of Ba at equilibrium is C minus C alpha. Okay, now applying the law of mass action. So we know that K is equal to concentration of products divided by concentration of reactant. So B plus A minus divided by concentration of Ba we came to know. After that, what we have to do? Concentration of B plus can be represented by C alpha, A minus is C alpha, and concentration of undissociated ion can be given by C minus C alpha. In next step, let us take C as a common in denominator, C into 1 minus alpha. Okay, if we multiply this, alpha square into C square. Okay, so what will happen? This will cancel. So alpha square C divided by 1 minus alpha. We will get this relation. Okay, now let us apply that for weak acids. Okay, so alpha square C divided by 1 minus alpha, we know that. For H plus ion, we will get only C alpha. Okay, so H plus ion is equal to root of Ka into C. This is the relation for weak acids. Okay, now let us take it for weak bases. If you are taking for weak bases, what we have to do? Kb is equal to alpha square C divided by 1 minus alpha. So OH minus ion is equal to root of Kb into C. Concentration of, this is the concentration and this is the dissociation constant. Okay, so root of Kb into C. This is a relationship for the weak bases. Okay, next thing is salt. What do you mean by salt? These are the substance formed by the combination of acids and bases. If salt means, we should know that is formed by combination of acids and bases. We have to think that when acids reacts with bases, then only one salt has been formed. Okay, if they ask the definition, we should say that it is a substance formed by combination of acids and bases. That much only. Okay, there are different types of salts. Okay, first thing is strong acid and strong base. That is sodium chloride. Strong acid and strong base. Next, strong acid and weak base. That is ammonium chloride. Strong acid and weak base. That is known as ammonium chloride. Next thing is weak acid and strong base. Weak acid and strong base means a sodium acetate. Okay. Next thing is weak acid and weak base. If they take weak acid and weak base, that is known as ammonium acetate. Ammonium acetate. Okay. These are the example for strong acid and strong base, strong acid and weak base, weak acid and strong base, weak acid and weak base. Okay. These are the some examples. Now let us go to the next concept, that is hydrolysis of salt. What do you mean by hydrolysis of salt? Means it is defined as a reaction in which cation or anion or both of the salt react with water to produce acidic or basic solution. It will react with water to form acidic or basic. Just we have to take a salt and it is dissolved in water. When you dissolve a water in a water, what will happen? It forms acidic or basic solutions. Okay. Next thing is buffer solution. What do you mean by buffer solution? These are the solution. It is a solution which can resist change in their pH value. Which can resist in change in their pH value even by adding small quantity of acid and a small quantity of base. Always it is a solution. Means buffer solution means it is a solution which can change in their pH value. It will be changing the pH value when we add little amount of acid or a base to that. That is known as buffer solution. Next thing is there are different types of buffer solution, that is acidic buffer, basic buffer and neutral buffer. Okay. So now acidic buffer. What do you mean by acidic buffer? It is a mixture of weak acid and strong base. Mixture of weak acid and strong base. That is known as acetic acid and sodium acetate are the example for this. Weak acid, strong base. We should know that. Okay. Next thing is basic buffer. Basic buffer means it's a mixture of weak base and strong acid. Mixture of weak acid, weak base and strong acid. So that is known as ammonium hydroxide and ammonium chloride. Okay. Next thing is neutral buffer. Neutral buffer means it is a salt, solution of salt which is made up of weak acid and weak base. Which is made up of weak acid and weak base. That is known as ammonium acetate. Okay. That is known as neutral buffer. Okay. Next thing is common ion effect. What do you mean by common ion effect? These are the suppression of degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation of which one? Weak electrolyte by adding a strong electrolyte. Suppression of weak electrolyte by adding a strong electrolyte having common ion. That is known as common ion effect. Just we have to think that first, suppression of degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte by adding strong electrolyte. First we will have one weak electrolyte and it gets dissociated. After some time you will add a little amount of strong electrolyte to that. When you add a strong electrolyte, that should have common ion which is having weak electrolyte. Okay. For example, now let us take one weak electrolyte. If you keep it for 3 to 4 hours, it gets dissociated. So what we should know that in that weak electrolyte, which are the ions present, we should know. Okay. Then we have to add a strong electrolyte which contains same ion as weak electrolyte. Then we can say that it is a common ion effect. Okay. So CH3COOH. Okay. So we will get CH3CO minus and H plus ion. It gets dissociated. Okay. Now let us take law of mass action for that. Dissociated ion divided by undissociated atom. Okay. Next thing is solubility equilibrium of sparingly soluble salt. Solubility equilibrium of sparingly soluble salt means it is a saturated solution. We should have saturated solution. Saturated solution of sparingly soluble salt which contains both ions and undissolved salt. Therefore, an equilibrium is established. Equilibrium is established between both the ions and undissolved salt. That is known as solubility of equilibrium. Okay, first we should know that it is a saturated solution. What do you mean by saturated solution? Means we have to take a little amount of water, we have to add a salt. Then after some time, salt does not get dissolved. Okay, that is known as saturated solution. We have to take minimum amount of water, then we have to add little amount of salt for that. If you add like that, what will happen? Then after some time it does not dissolve. That is known as saturated solution. Okay, so it is a saturated solution of sparingly soluble salt. Sparingly soluble salt which contains both the ions, and undissolved salt. Therefore, an equilibrium is established. Between ions and undissolved salt. That is known as solubility equilibrium. So we can take one solution AB and it gets dissociated and is a reversible reaction, A plus and B minus. Okay. Next thing is solubility product. Solubility product of which one we should know this, because here they will ask this for 2 to 3 marks. Okay. Here solubility product or solubility product constant. Okay. So it is represented by KSP. Okay, solubility product or solubility product constant. Here, consider a saturated solution. Sparingly soluble electrolyte, that is AB. It contains both the ions. That is ions and undissolved solute. So, AB it's converted into A plus and B minus. Now, let us apply law of mass action. If you apply law of mass action, K is equal to products divided by reactants. Okay. Now let us take this AB to the left hand side. K of AB is equal to concentration of A plus ion and B minus ion. So KSP is equal to concentration of A plus ion and B minus ion. Okay. Now let us see the definition of this. Okay. It is a product is equal to the product of molar concentration of constituent ions raised to their appropriate powers in a saturated solution of sparingly soluble salt at given temperature. We have to take now, first thing is solubility product means that is equal to the product of molar concentration of constituent ions. Why we have said constituent ions? Because here dissociated, right? Constituent ions raised to the appropriate powers in a saturated solution. Of a sparingly soluble electrolyte at given temperature. We have to know like that. Okay, that is very much important because we have taken here only dissociated ion. We should explain only dissociated ion. Okay, so that is known as solubility product. Next thing is expression they will ask. Okay, now let us take one saturated solution, that is which is sparingly soluble in electrolyte AB. Now equilibrium will be established. Okay, if equilibrium is established, what will happen? A plus and B minus will be the ions we will get. Okay, let S moles per dm cube be the solubility of AB. So it gives S moles of A plus ion and S moles of B minus ion. So KSP solubility product is equal to concentration of A plus ion into concentration of B plus ion. So S into S we will get, that is known as S square. Okay, so it is defined as it's a product expression of AB type electrolyte, and it is an expression which relates solubility and solubility product of the electrolyte. It will explain about solubility product and solubility of the electrolyte. Okay, next thing is Ionic product. What do you mean by ionic product? It is a product of molar concentration of constituent ion raised to their appropriate power, in any solution of the electrolyte, That is very much important. Here they will ask this definition for 2 marks. Okay, so we should know that it's a product of molar concentration of constituent ion raised to their appropriate power, in any solution of an electrolyte. Okay, next, if ionic product is lesser than solubility product, then what will happen? It is a unsaturated solution. Therefore, precipitation does not take place at all. Then, if ionic product is equal to solubility, what will happen? It is just a saturated solution. If ionic product greater than solubility product, what will happen? It is a supersaturated solution. Therefore, precipitation takes place. So these are the 3 relations. It is very much important. First thing is, if ionic product is less than solubility product, then it is a unsaturated solution. Precipitation does not take place. We should say that. Next, if ionic product is equal to solubility product, what will happen? It is just a saturated solution. Precipitation does not take place. In saturated solution also does not take place. But if ionic product is greater than solubility product, what will happen? It is a supersaturated solution. Precipitation takes place. This is all about the concepts of equilibrium. Thank you.